Hi guys, welcome back to YouTube channel Chemistry Live UGPG. So today we are going to talk about estimation of carbonate and hydroxide in a given mixture. So this is highly beneficial for BSc and MSc chemistry students under CBCS syllabus. So I have a simple message for you. Please think for innovation, always be creative, learn smartly everywhere, anytime, and help to learn others. The aim of the experiment is determination of amount of sodium carbonate and sodium hydroxide in a given mixture solution. So what are the apparatus required? We require burette with burette stand, pipette bulb, conical flask, graduated cylinders, wash bottle and beaker. So here are the figures of apparatus or things that are used in titration experiment. So we need burette, pipette, conical flask, beaker, volumetric flask, measuring cylinder, wash bottle. So we need to clean all these glasswares with the wash bottle before use. And maximum volume for burette is 50 ml, and we need to rinse the burette and pipette 2 to 3 times before we use the exact solution. Similarly, we can use the weighing machine to take the exact weight of the chemicals. When we require to heat the solution, we need Bunsen burner. Sometimes we need filtration, so we need funnel and filter paper. So what are the chemicals required? So sodium carbonate and hydroxide mixture solution, N/10 HCl solution, phenolphthalein, indicator, methyl orange and ethyl alcohol. So what is the basic theory or principle behind this experiment? So these are the reactions. So in first step, sodium hydroxide react with hydrochloric acid, giving rise to salt and water. So this is simply acid based titration. And in the mixture we have sodium carbonate, so that would react with HCl, so that give rise to sodium bicarbonate plus the salt sodium chloride. So that means here sodium carbonate is half neutralized to sodium bicarbonate, and this reaction happens in the presence of indicator phenolphthalein. And by using methyl orange indicator to the same solution, again we titrate with hydrochloric acid. So sodium bicarbonate would react with HCl, giving rise to sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide. So in the second step, the sodium bicarbonate is completely neutralized, or we can say sodium carbonate is half neutralized. So this is the structure of indicator phenolphthalein, and this one is methyl orange. So phenolphthalein pH range 8.3 to 10 and methyl orange 3.1 to 4.4. So this phenolphthalein in acidic medium, this is colorless, and also in neutral medium. So when you put it in sodium hydroxide or basic medium, the OH contains hydrogen or proton. So the OH minus ion will take the protons, so will undergo resonance to give rise to this quinoid type structure. So this quinoid type structure will absorb at higher wavelength. So that's why it is pink in color. So that absorb in visible region. Similarly, in case of methyl orange, when this sulfonic acid, you put it in basic medium, sodium hydroxide, let's say, so you get the sodium salt of sulfonic acid. So that is yellow in color, and again that will undergo resonance to give rise to this conjugated system, quinoid type structure. So that absorbs at a higher wavelength. So in visible region, we get light pink red color. So this is due to this structure. So what is the procedure to do this experiment? So you have to pipette out 10 ml of the given mixture of alkali solution into a 250 ml conical flask. Then you add 2 drops of phenolphthalein indicator to it. Then the color of the solution changes to pink. And you have to titrate the solution against standard hydrochloric acid solution taken in the burette with constant shaking until the pink color changes to colorless. So initially you must have taken the initial burette reading, and when the pink color changes to colorless, you have to stop this titration. So you have to take the burette reading, final burette reading, and let's say the difference is, let's say you consume x ml. Then to the same solution you add 2 drops of methyl orange indicator to the above solution and titrate it against the same acid HCl till the yellow color changes to light red pink, pink red. So take the burette reading again. So we have already initial burette reading, and you take the final burette reading for this experiment and get the difference. So you will get YML, let's say YML consumed, and you have to repeat the same procedure for 3 times. Again you have to take the 10 ml of mixture alkali mixture solution, and then you add phenolphthalein indicator and do the titration, and to the same mixture again you add methyl orange and then you titrate with standard HCl solution. So the titration was repeated for 3 concordant readings to get. So those titration values you have to put it in a tabular manner. So here the volume of alkali mixture you have taken 10 ml each time, and initially when you load the HCl you have to take the initial burette reading, that is called IBR, and after the end of the titration when you see the color change you note down the final burette reading, then that difference will give you the X, FBR1 minus IBR. Similarly when you put again methyl orange and that reading you write as FBR2, so Y will give you FBR2 minus FBR1. So this will be the first reading will be rough, and next 3 titration will be your concordant reading. So here we can get some data here. So let's say in first experiment you get initial burette reading, let's say 0.8. Then you get after titration with phenolphthalein you get 11.3, and again with methyl orange to the same solution you get 15.9. So here the difference X will be 10.6 and Y will be 4.6, and you repeat the same titration you get, let's say 10.2 ml as X and 4.3 ml as Y. So the concordant reading X as 10.2 ml and concordant reading for Y as 4.3 ml. So now talk about calculation. So using phenolphthalein indicator, so let's say x ml of n/10 HCl required to neutralize sodium hydroxide completely in equation 1 that we already discussed, and sodium carbonate to sodium bicarbonate in equation number 2, that is exactly half the amount of acid required to neutralize the sodium carbonate. And in second step we used the methyl orange indicator. So let's say y ml of n/10 HCl required to neutralize sodium bicarbonate in equation number 3 that we already discussed. So therefore the volume of n/10 HCl required to neutralize only NOH will be equal to x minus y, so that will be 5.9 ml, and the volume of n/10 HCl required to neutralize sodium carbonate will be the 2 times of y, so that will be 8.6 ml. While coming to calculation, so this is the basic equation we have to use. 1000 ml of 1 normal HCl equal to 1000 ml of 1 normal sodium hydroxide, that is equal to the equivalent weight of sodium hydroxide, that is 40 grams. So 1 ml of 1 normal HCl will be 40 by 1000 grams of sodium hydroxide. So 1 ml of n/10 HCl will be equal to 40 by 1000 into 1/10 grams of sodium hydroxide. Then x minus y ml, that will be n/10 HCl will be equal to into x minus y grams of sodium hydroxide. So that means 10 ml of alkali mixture solution contain this much grams of sodium hydroxide. So if 1 ml will contain, so divided by 10, therefore 1000 ml of alkali mixture solution will contain 0.4 into x minus y. So x minus y we found 5.9 ml. So 0.4 into 5.9, so that will be 2.36 gram of NOH. Similarly, while calculating the part 2 in case of methyl orange, so 1000 ml of 1 normal HCl equal to 1000 ml of 1 normal sodium carbonate, that is equal to equivalent weight of sodium carbonate is 53 grams of sodium carbonate. So 1 ml of 1 normal HCl equal to 53 by 1000 grams of sodium carbonate. So 1 ml of n/10 HCl equal to 53 by 1000 into 1/10 grams of sodium carbonate. Then we have consumed 2y ml of n/10 HCl, so that will be equivalent to into 2y ml of ml. So that will be this much grams of sodium carbonate. So that means this much contains in 10 ml of alkali mixture solution. So 10 ml of alkali mixture solution contains 53 by 10,000 into 2i grams of sodium carbonate. So 1 ml of alkali mixture solution will contain, so this divided by 10. Therefore 1000 ml of alkali mixture solution will contain, so this becomes 0.53 into 2y. So 2y we got 8.6, so that becomes 4.558 grams of sodium carbonate. So in conclusion, the given alkali mixture solution contains 2.36 grams of sodium hydroxide and 4.558 grams of sodium carbonate in 1 liter. So I will be happy if you guys subscribe our channel Chemistry Live UGPG, and this is also available on the website www.chemistryliveugpg.com. So this is a simple step towards e-learning, making life better. So thank you all for learning.